Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's time for Strat-O-Matic Baseball, Sunday version, 1966 full season replay. And today, we're going back to May the 11th, 1966. The Boston Red Sox at the Kansas City Athletics. This is the third game of a three-game set. Jose Santiago will take the mound for Boston. The young 20-year-old Catfish Hunter will pitch for Kansas City. Let's see what these guys have done in our replay. Both pretty good cards. Santiago's been solid for the Red Sox. 1-1 with a 3.60 ERA. Just 15 innings of work. 2 starts, 1 relief appearance. He does have a complete game. For Catfish, 3-2 with a 2.81 ERA. 6 starts, 3 of them complete games. 48 innings, just 40 hits. And greetings, Kenyon, Ben, and Jeremiah. Let me refresh this so I can see the chat better. And there's Mike C. Good afternoon, everyone. Kind of a nice but overcast Sunday. But 80 degrees outside, so I'm not complaining. Before we get this game started, I made an adjustment to my ejection chart. Here's the old chart. I felt we were getting too many ejections. Now, that's just from the limited sample size in this replay, of course. When we used this back in the old days, I didn't pay much attention to the frequency of it. Anyway, I've updated this, so now a 1 through 6 will be no ejection. So there's a 30% chance, even when you roll a 1 on a hit by pitch, there's going to be a 30% chance that there's no ejection. That should cut it down a little bit. Whether that's a reasonable amount of ejections, I don't know. I might change my mind on this later and tweak around with it a little bit more. Again, it's a house rule, so it's something of mine. And there's Franklin and Michael K. Do I have a Seattle Pilots roster? Well, that's an interesting question. Sure, I do. Not in cards and dice, but I have all of the Windows seasons going back to 1957 through the current 2023 set. And it's lobster versus steaks. So who's the... Oh, I got you. Okay, Franklin. I'm a little slow with your humor sometimes. I apologize. I get it now. Yes, of course. Boston, Maine lobster, and Kansas City barbecue, wouldn't it be? Jeremiah likes to wait till a warning and the second hit by pitch. Yeah, I don't know. That last game I may have handled poorly. I have to admit I wasn't out at my best the other day. This little cat's keeping me busy. I'll tell you something about Mookie. Today we went out for a car ride. His 4th consecutive day riding in the car. And today he was set free from the carrier and allowed to roam the car, and he did amazingly well. So continuing to train Mookie, or trying to train Mookie, to be a road trip companion. And, it's too early to tell, but I'm encouraged by the early results. I'll give you the lineup here for Boston, and we'll get this sucker started. Rico Petrocelli will lead off at shortstop. Lenny Green in center field today in the 2 spot. Yaz will bat third and play left field, of course. George Scott hits cleanup at first base. Dalton Jones is back at second base today. Little trepidation there with that 4E34. He'll hit fifth. Jim Gosker in right field bats sixth. Joe Foy, the third baseman, hits seventh. Mike Ryan will do the catching and bat eighth. Santiago, the pitcher, will bat ninth. For Kansas City defensively, Ken Suarez will be catching Hunter. Hawk Harrelson at first. Green and Campy up the middle with Wayne Causey down at third, and the outfield left to right of Hirschberger, Tardable, and Larry Stahl. Stahl getting a start today. And Ben's fired up the 1976 season. Oh, hi, Perry. Welcome. Yes, it is a house rule. I think it's my only one, in fact. I'm not really huge on a lot of house rules, but we used to use ejections back in the old days when I was much, much younger. And I thought I'd throw that into this replay. You might have, Ben. The chat the last few games has been so busy I can barely keep up and focus on the game. For an old man like me, this requires much more focus than you might think. I'm pretty much, oftentimes I take a nap after the game is over. But I'm getting more comfortable with it as time goes on, of course, and hopefully we'll continue to feel even more comfortable with it. Let me clean my glasses off. Catfish Hunter's ready to work. Petroselli dinking around with the donut. And now he steps up to the plate. Rico hitting .284 on the season. 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. Hunter gets the sign from Suarez, and we are underway. There's the pitch to Rico. That's going to be a 4-8 right-handed. Single to 7 and on a 5. That is knocked down at third by Causey, but he has no play. And Rico is aboard with a leadoff single. Petroselli not a threat to run. And here's Lenny Green playing center field today. Green comes into the game hitting just .171. 7 for 41. No homers, 4 RBIs. Left-handed batter. Good outfielder. Hunter working from a stretch now. Here's the pitch to Green on a 3-8. It's a ground ball to short, tailor-made. Campy has it, shovels to Green, on to Harrelson, double play. 6-4-3, runner erased. 2 down and nobody on, and Carl Yastrzemski up. Yastrzemski comes in at .245, 4 homers, and a club-leading 16 RBIs. Hunter gets the side now. Here's the pitch to Yastrzemski. It's going to be a 1-4 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Backing up is Stahl. That's down and rolls to the wall. Stahl will hold with a, Yastrzemski rather, will hold with a stand-up double as Stahl gets it back in. So Yastrzemski just missed getting that one out of there. Let's take another look at it. 1-4. It's the homer 1-13. On a 19, it will be a long double for Yastrzemski. And here's George Scott trying to pick him up. Scott hitting .253, a club-leading 7 home runs and 14 RBIs. Hunter checks the runner now and comes to the plate. 4-11, right-handed. That's a base hit into center field, an open single. Yaz can try to score on that. He's a 14 with 2 outs, 16. Tardable a +1 in center, 17. Here comes Yastrzemski. Tardable hits the cutoff man. Here's the play at the plate. He's safe. And Scott moves into second on the throw. So an RBI single for Scott. And boy, that double play looming large now. And here's Dalton Jones. Jones just 2 for 18 so far. Playing second base today, which is kind of frightening. I mean, we've seen worse, right? Don Buford with the White Sox comes to mind. 4E39, I believe, just from memory. Hunter checks the sign now and delivers. The 2-strike pitch on a 2-6 is a number towards first. Harrelson will take it to the bag, and that will do it. 1 run for the Sox on 3 hits. They leave 1. We go to the bottom of the first with Boston 1, Kansas City coming to bat. And there's Jimmy Jam. Welcome. You're supposed to, Ben. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. I do not do that. I guess that would be another house rule, right? My theory there has been, for one thing, I've never done it. And I'm afraid it would just confuse the hell out of me. I'd probably miss more of them than I got. I'd rather just keep it the same for everybody. As Santiago gets loose, I'll give you the Kansas City batting order. Jose Tartabull will bat lead off and play center field. Campy Campaneris at shortstop in the 2 spot. Mike Hirschberger in left field today hits third. Larry Stahl, as mentioned previously, getting a start in right. He's in the cleanup spot today, which is kind of interesting. Ken Harrelson at first base hits fifth. Wayne Causey will play third base and bat sixth. Dick Green is the second baseman, hitting seventh. Ken Suarez will do the catching and bat eighth, with Catfish Hunter batting ninth. For the Red Sox, Mike Ryan will do the catching. Scott at first. Dalton Jones at second, with Petrocelli at short. Joe Foy down at third, and the outfield left to right of Yaz, Lenny Green, and Jim Gosker. Gosker over in right field today. Yes, exactly, Ben. I do. I try to keep it as simple as I can. These were some decisions I made prior to starting streaming to try to strike a balance between statistical accuracy and ease of play. And overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, Santiago is ready to go, and here's Tartabull now. Tartabull batting .352 on the season. No homers, but 12 RBIs. Left-handed batter. Santiago winds and deals on a 2-8, and that is ripped over the bag, down the right field line into the corner. Gosker chasing it down. Tartabull rounding second. The throw coming in on a 14. He's in there with a leadoff triple. Holy cow, we've had some triples lately, haven't we? So Tartabull wastes little time putting the tying run at third base, and here's Campy Campaneris. Boston, early in the game, they'll play back. Campy hitting .244, just 1 homer, 12 RBIs, however. Santiago stares in now. The windup and the pitch to Campy. A 6'9" right-hander. That's a homer to 5, but that's going to die on the warning track in left. That'll be deep enough to score Tartabull. Yaz makes the catch. Here comes Tartabull to score the tying run. And it's a 1-1 ball game. Mike Hirschberger will be the hitter now. Mike hitting .242, 1 homer, 9 RBIs. Santiago into the windup. That's going to be a 5'10" right-handed, and he walks him. A 1-out walk to Hirschberger. Hirschberger with good wheels. Star 16 Steeler. Let's check the battery now. Santiago a +1 hold. Ryan a 0. So Hirschberger's a 17. He will be held on, making him a 15. And with 1 down, he's going to try for the lead. 5 or a 6 is what he needs. Tanny does not get the lead. Here's Stahl now. Stahl, 9 for 37 on the year. That's .243. No homers, 5 RBIs. Batting cleanup. He does have end power. Not much power on the card. 2-2-1 to 5 and a 2-6-1 fly ball B otherwise. So not a lot of power from the Kansas City cleanup man today. Santiago works from the stretch. Runner being held. It's a 1-12 and he walks him. Back-to-back walks by Santiago. Hirschberger down to second. And Kansas City's in business here in the first. And up steps Ken Harrelson. And there's Kenyon Gray. Enters with a good, funny remark there. I like that one. The last time Stahl hit cleanup was when he was playing T-ball. Not far from the truth. Not far from the truth, or as I sometimes like to say, Words of wisdom, Lloyd, my good man. Words of wisdom. Anybody know what that's from off the top of their head? It's from a movie, obviously. Here's Hawk Harrelson. Harrelson hitting .287, 1 homer, 5 RBIs. He has 6 extra base hits, 4 doubles and a triple. First and second runners take their lead. Santiago from the stretch comes to the plate, 5-8, swung on and missed strike 3. A big strikeout there for Santiago, and there's 2 away. And here's Kazi, the third baseman. Wayne hitting just 191. No homers, but 6 RBIs. Left-handed batter. Santiago checks the runners now. The windup and the pitch is a 6-6 left-handed, a grounder to second. Jones has it, flips to Scott to retire the side. Tie ball game as the Kansas City Athletics score a run on 1 hit. A triple and a sacrifice fly, and after 1 complete, it's a 1-1 tie. Here's Catfish now. He'll be pitching to Gosker, Foy, and Ryan in the second. Jim Gosker on the season, just 190, 8 for 42. He does have a homer, 4 RBIs. Hunter gets the sign from Suarez. The pitch to Gosker is a 6-7 grounder to second base X. That'll be Dick Green. Green, the slick fielding second baseman, 2E19. Here's the play. On a 17, he's there and throws him out. We've got a Green in each lineup. No, that's not going to confuse me at all. I was looking at the other Green. 1 down, and here's Foy. Foy hitting .328 so far, 4 home runs and 6 RBIs. Hunter into the windup, delivers to Foy on a 3-7, and he walks him. A 1-out walk to Foy. Foy no threat to steal. And here's Mike Ryan, the catcher. I'm looking for Ryan. Just 5 for 44 on the season. That's 114. No homers and just 1 RBI. Ryan, obviously a good defensive catcher. They weren't paying him for his bat, that's for damn sure. 1 on, 1 away. Hunter from the stretch. The pitch to Ryan is a 5-4 right-handed. That'll be a fly ball into center field X. Tartable with a 2-E2 out there. On his horse now as he heads back. Here's the play on a 14. Nice catch, Tartable, for the second out. Made that one look easy. Tartable, a good center fielder. And with 2 away, Santiago will be the hitter. Santiago, a right-handed batter, 3W. Hunter checks the runner, now comes set. Here's the pitch, that counts, it's flat. On a 3-6, he struck him out. Dice land flat, it counts, that's my rule. Unless it's on the floor, of course. Flat on the floor does not count. It's got to be on the table at least. So Hunter walked 1, stranded 1, nothing doing for the Sox in the second. The words of wisdom was Jack Nicholson's line in The Shining when he's talking to the imaginary bartender. Remember the scene? Just so happens I've got 2 20s and a 10 in my wallet, and I was afraid they were going to be there all winter. And that's not weird at all, Ben. I have ear ringing issues, and I turn the TV on and put it on sleep timer just to have something blabbing in the background. Bottom of the second we go in a 1-1 ball game. Dick Green. I like that. Out of my wallet by Sunday, especially if you're married, right, man? They'd be out of your wallet before lunch. Here's Dick Green. Green hitting .294, 2 homers, a team leading 15 RBIs. Santiago into the windup. That's going to be a 5-9 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Second K for Santiago. And here's Suarez. They have a fighting chance. I like that. Ken Suarez now. I'm looking for his stats here. Where the hell is he? Just 205 so far, 8 for 39. Does not have a home run. Does not have many hits on his card, frankly. In fact, no hits on his card against a right-hander, which Santiago is. And here's the pitch. It's a 6-7 right-handed. Grounder to second base X. That's going to be Jones. Oh no, here we go. Hold your breath on this one. Jones a 4E34 at second as he ranges to his left. Here's the play, the error range. It's a roll of a 10 on a 44, and he's a 34. And he boots it. Error Jones. 34, 44. Error either way you slice it. So error Dalton Jones. First error of the game, Suarez reaches. And here's Catfish Hunter. Catfish, a right-handed hitter, of course, 2W. What's his bunting rating? He's a B, that's pretty solid. He's going to hit away here with one down. Santiago with the pitch, 1-5. He struck him out. Second K of the inning, third of the game for Jose. And here's Tartable now. Tartable tripled and scored in the first. Santiago checks the runner. From the stretch, it's a 1-6. It's a 2-hopper to short. Petrocelli over to Scott, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits. 1 left on, and through 2, it's a 1-1 ball game. I'm catching up on the chat here. He tried reading the book. I read the book too. Most of the time, in my opinion anyway, if you've read the book and then see the movie just falls flat. That was not the case for me with The Shining, however. I thought they were both very good. Kind of that psychological suspense. I like the psychological horror as opposed to the just the sheer slash 'em up kind of horror. Catfish Hunter will take the mound for the third. Top of the order due for the Red Sox. Petrocelli, Green, and Yaz. Hunter gets the sign from Suarez now. Here's the windup. The pitch to Rico is a 1-7 right-handed. It's a lazy fly ball into center. Tartable drifts over a bit and puts it away. Here's Lenny Green, bounced into a twin killing in the first. Left-handed hitter, Hunter comes second. The windup and the pitch is a 1-5 right-handed, and he walks him. 1 out walk to Green. Green, a decent base runner, but no threat to steal. Not that he would steal anyway with Yastrzemski at the plate. Yastrzemski doubled and scored in the first. Hunter from the stretch. Pitch to Yaz is a 6-8 left-handed. Fly ball into left. Yaz lofts it the other way. Hirschberger coming in on it now. And makes the catch for out number 2. So it will be up to George Scott, who singled in Yaz in the first. Hunter gets the sign from the stretch. The pitch to Scott is a 5-10 right-handed. Catcher's card X, that's going to be Suarez. This could be an adventure. Suarez, a 4E16 behind the plate. And here's the play. Error rating, It's a roll of a 9 on a 16, and he boots it. So error on the catcher. First error for Kansas City. Green takes second on the play. And here's Dalton Jones. Wait a second. What the hell did I just do there? Oh no, that's right. Yep, Suarez is the Kansas City catcher. I beg your pardon, I confused myself. Here's Dalton Jones, 0 for 1. Runners take their lead from first and second. Hunter comes to the plate, 4-12 left-handed. It's a grounder to first base X. That's going to be Harrelson, a 4E18. Harrelson to his right. Here's the play on a 6. That's down for a base hit, smothered by Harrelson. It'll be an infield single. That will force Green to hold at third base. And the bases are loaded. So Harrelson unable to come up with it. It's ruled a single. And here's Gosker. Gosker 0 for 1. Hunter in a bit of a jam here, a 1-1 ball game. Bases loaded, 2 down. Hunter checks the runners. Now the windup on the pitch to Gosker is a 6-6 left-handed. It's another slow roller to first. It's a race to the bag, and Harrelson gets there first. That'll do it for the Red Sox in the third. No runs to hit, and they leave the bases full. Waste not, want not, right? This could come back to haunt them in what so far is a pitcher's duel. Yeah, I read and saw Jaws, of course. Well, everybody saw it. I read it before I saw it, and that was one where, to me, the movie just did not live up to the book. There's so much more character development in the book, both in Jaws and in general. Bottom of the third we go. Here's Campy. Campy hit a sac fly in the first inning. Drove in the Athletics' only run of the game so far. Santiago, the sign from Ryan. It's a 1-7 fly ball into left field. Yastrzemski has a bead on it. He'll take it for out number 1. And here's Hirschberger, who walked his first time up. Santiago gets the sign. Pitch to Mike is a 4-9 right-handed. That's a solid line drive single right up the middle. And Hirschberger's been aboard twice. Hirschberger, of course, will be held again, star 16. He's a 15 held. And with 1 out, he'll try for the lead again. He didn't get it the first time. 5 or a 6. It's a 4. He does not get the lead. And here's the next pitch to Stahl. 5-12 left-handed. It's a grounder to first base X. That's going to be Scott, 3E15. Could be 2. Here's the play. On a 4, it's not going to be 2. It's going to be knocked down by Scott. He's got nowhere to go. Santiago late covering, and that's going to go as an infield single. And Kansas City threatens again. First and second, 1 away, and here's Hawk. Harrelson struck out in the first. Santiago checks the runners now. From the stretch, pitch to Hawk Harrelson is a 2-4. Grounder down to third. Foy has it to Jones. To Scott. Double play. So Santiago throws up the grounder. 5-4-3 double play. Pitcher's best friend bails him out. No runs, 2 hits, a man left for the Athletics. After 3 complete, it's still a 1-1 tie. Just getting underway here on a Sunday. get a comfortable seat and hang out with me for an hour or so. Here's catfish now. Oh, I never thought about that, Michael. Yeah, because you're right. I never thought about that. Oh, that would be kind of a drag. Quick drying ink, maybe? I don't know. Bottom of the order due for Boston. Joe Foy will start it off. He walked against Hunter in the second. Fourth inning now as Hunter gets the sign from Suarez. The wind up to pitch to Foy. 3-8 right-handed, and he draws another walk. That's 2 walks for Foy today. And the batter will be Ryan. Ryan 0 for 1. Hunter working from the stretch now. Pitch to Mike Ryan is a 4-9 right-handed. That is down for extra bases. Ryan drives the ball into left center. Tartable chasing it down. And that's going to be a double for Ryan. Foy will stop at third. And Boston now has something going here in the fourth. Second and third, nobody out. The pitcher, Santiago, due up. Rico Petrocelli's on deck. Tie game in the fourth inning now. The Athletics will pull the infield in. Hunter really in a jam here now. Second and third, nobody out. Infield in. Santiago's going to swing away. And here's the pitch on a 4-6, and he walks him to load the bases. Oh my goodness, talk about going from the frying pan into the fire. He walks the pitcher to load the bases. So Hunter in all kinds of trouble here, and most of it his own doing as he's walked 2 in the inning, and Suarez is headed out to the mound. Petrocelli at the plate, Green and Yastrzemski to follow. Okay, they break it up now. Suarez back into the crouch. Hunter staring in, infield back. Full windup, and the pitch to Rico is a 1-6 right-handed. He struck him out. Oh my goodness, was that ever a huge strikeout for Hunter? His second of the ball game, and it couldn't have come at a better time for him. And here's Lenny Green, 0 for 1 with a walk. Infield remains at double play depth as Hunter delivers a 5-12 left-handed. It's a grounder to first base X. That's Harrelson, a 4E18. Hold your breath on this one. Here's the play on a 2. That's going to be a base hit that's going to score 2 runs. It's a 2-star single for Green. In to score is Foy. In to score is Ryan. Santiago will take third, and it is 3-1 Boston. Lenny Green comes through with a big single here to drive in a pair. And now, not out of the woods by any means, it's Carl Yastrzemski at the plate and Scott on deck. So Hunter having all kinds of problems here in the fourth. Infield at double play depth. Hunter from the stretch delivers to Yastrzemski on a 3-3, and he walks him to reload the bases. Holy cow. Hunter looked good for 3. And he's run into all kinds of trouble here in the fourth. 2 runs in already, bases loaded. Only 1 away, and there's activity in the Kansas City pen. Different ball game than the real life game, so we're searching for a possible long man. Boston, right, left, right. A lot of right-handers. Jim Lonborg's throwing in the Boston. Sorry, that's the Boston pen. What am I doing? I beg your pardon. We need the Kansas City pen. Lou Krause will be throwing in the Kansas City pen. I beg your pardon. Bases loaded, infield at double play depth. Here is Scott now. Scott 1 for 2 with an RBI so far. Hunter trying to get out of this mess. Bases loaded. The pitch was Scott. 3-4 right-handed. He struck him out. 3 walks, 2 strikeouts for Catfish this inning, and 2 hits scattered in there as well. And here's Dalton Jones. Jones 1 for 2, left-handed hitter. Hunter gets the sign. The pitch to Dalton, a 3-3 foul ball behind the plate. Suarez back, drops the mask, and makes the catch to retire the side. So Hunter got out of that one cheaply enough. The Sox will settle for a pair on 2 hits, and they leave the bases full. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 3-1 Boston. Santiago with a little breathing room now. Boy, he sure did, Ben. The 2 strikeouts with all those ducks on the pond were huge. It'll be Causey, Green, and Suarez for Kansas City in the bottom of the inning. Causey 0 for 1. Santiago gets the sign from Ryan now. Here's the windup. The pitch to Wayne Causey, a 1-9 right-handed. He takes the other way for a single to left field. Leadoff single Causey. Causey no threat to run, and Dick Green will be the batter. Green struck out against Santiago back in the 2nd. Santiago working from a stretch now. Here's the pitch to Green. It's a 5-3 right-handed, a grounder to the pitcher X. Santiago a 3-0. This could be 2. Here's the roll on the play. On a 9, error range 4, it sure is 2. Double play. Santiago to Jones to Scott. Santiago helping his own cause, flashing the leather there. And there's 2 out and nobody on, and Ken Suarez the hitter. Suarez 0 for 1. Santiago into the windup and the pitch. That's going to be a 2-5. He draws the walk. That's one thing Suarez was good at. Not much of a hitter, but he could take a walk. And that will at least turn the lineup over as Hunter will bat. Santiago delivers. 2-9, struck him out. So Hunter goes down swinging for the 2nd time today. That will do it for Kansas City in the 4th. No runs, a hit, 1 left. After 4 complete, it is Boston 3, Kansas City 1. I have not listened to radio in a long time either. I was thinking about getting one for Mookie, so we could have a little music in the bedroom. He seems to like the music. Do you know what he's doing right now? Okay, you heard me earlier talk about taking him out for car rides the last 4 consecutive days, right? I've got some of my vacation videos up on the big screen where I'm driving with the camera mounted on the dashboard. He's laying on the couch watching that. Like he thinks he's moving in a car, I guess. Maybe he likes it. That's encouraging. He's thinking, oh yeah, this is just like this morning. I like this. Let's go for another ride. Who knows what he's thinking, but I'd like to think that. That's more Steve wishful thinking than reality, I guess. To the 5th we go. Gosker will lead things off. He's 0 for 2 so far. Hunter gets the sign from Suarez. Here's the windup. The pitch to Gosker on a 1-5. That is a double to 9 on a 12. Gosker will settle for a long single. Jim Gosker aboard to start off the 5th. Gosker no threat to run. Now, wait, he might be, though, because Suarez is a +3 catcher. Hunter a 0 hole, but with a +3, he'd be a 16. They're going to have to hold him. That makes him a 14. And here's Foy. Foy's walked twice. Hunter from the stretch now. A 1-5. Single 2 stars. Gosker rounds and heads for third. And it's runners at the corners. Nobody out. And Kraus is throwing again. So Hunter in a jam again here in the 5th. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. And here's Mike Ryan. Ryan doubled his last time up, 1 for 2. Infield, how would they play this? With nobody out, they'll be back. And here's the pitch from the stretch. 2-6 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. So one thing you've got to say about Hunter, when he's had runners in scoring position, he's responded with strikeouts several times. Here's Santiago. Let's check the runner at third. That's Gosker. 1 through 14 runner. Not much for stealing. Thinking about a possible squeeze plays here. Santiago a B. I'm going to let the dice decide in or back. 1 to 3, it's in. Infield will be back. I don't really know the odds of a squeeze play. You can see him in the Windows game, of course. Santiago will just swing. Infield at double play depth, of course, and it's a 6-12 right-handed. It's a grounder short. That's going to be 2. It's Campy to Green to Harrelson, and Hunter squeezes out of it. So the Red Sox start off with runners at the corners and nobody out, and they do not score a run. A lot of runners left on in this one so far. Santiago working with a 2-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be the top of the order for Kansas City. Jose Tartable to start things off. He's 1 for 2 today. And there's Kurt Miller. Welcome, Kurt. Looks like the gang's all here. Here's Tartable now. Santiago. The sign from Ryan. The windup. The pitch is a 6-8 left-handed. That's a triple to 7 on a 9. He'll settle for a long single. Tartable 2 for 3 today. Came into the game hitting .352, remember. And he has blazing speed, a star 19. Let's check the Red Sox battery now. +1 and 0, so that's 20. He's held on, and that makes him an 18, and he's going to try for it. 2 through 5 and 12. That's a 3. He's got the lead. The pitch to Campy. Here he goes, 1 to 18. The throw from Ryan. He's in there. Stolen base, Tartable. For Tartable, that's his 8th steal of the season. He has not been caught yet. And here's the next pitch to Campy. 4-7 right-handed. A single on a 1, on a 16. It's a soft liner right into the glove of Rico Petrocelli. So 1 away, and Hirschberger will be the hitter. Hirschberger has not been retired today, singled and walked. Santiago gets the sign. The pitch to Hirschberger, 4-10 right-handed. Fly to center, shallow. Here comes Green on his horse. He's there to catch up with it. Makes the catch, runner holds. And here's Stahl now. Stahl has also not been retired today, singled and walked. Santiago staring in now, checks the runner. Now the windup on the pitch is a 6-9 left-handed. That's a high fly ball to deep right field. Backing up is Gosker at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Larry Stahl. Holy crap. Larry Stahl with his first home run of the season, and it's a tie ball game. Can you believe this? Let's take another look at it. 6-9 to 13. The roll is a 6. He has the power. At least against righties he does. Tartable in to score. And how about that? Here we were deriding Stahl for being the cleanup man. Right? And he blasts a game-tying 2-run shot. Maybe Alvin Dark knew what he was doing. I liked Dark as a manager, just saying. Here's the Hawk now, 0 for 2. Santiago, the windup. That's going to be a 2-6 right-handed. He struck him out. That's what now? 1, 2, 3. That's the 4th K for Santiago. 2 runs for the Athletics to tie it on the 2-run blast by Larry Stahl. How about that? Famous words of Mel Allen, right? How about that? So both starters have been roughed up a little bit. Both starters still in the game. Catfish Hunter will be looking at the top of the Boston order here in the 6th. I'm laughing at Barry's comment now. Hunter gets the sign from Suarez. The windup and the pitch to Rico is a 110 right-handed. He struck him out. Petrocelli goes down on strikes for the 2nd time today. And here's Lenny Green. Green 1 for 2. A 2-run single his last time up. Hunter into the windup. 5-8 left-handed. That's a 2-hopper to second. Dick Green has it over to Harrelson. Quickly 2 down in the 6th. So Hunter looking to settle down here, and here's Yaz. Yaz 1 for 2. Hunter into the windup. 6-7 left-handed as a grounder to second base X. That's going to be Green. Green a 2E19. Green ranging behind the bag now. Here's the play on a 20. He's there. Turns and throws him out. Nice play, Green. 4-3X. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Catfish. Was that your first game, Michael? Your first Strat-O-Matic game? That's pretty exciting, if so. Well, there's something to be said for a 10-minute game, too, I guess. Hell, I could be doing 2 replays at once. No, I'm kidding, of course. Talk about an old man getting confused. Yeah, that would do it. I am doing other replays, but not streaming them. Causey, Green, and Suarez due up in the bottom of the inning here. Santiago. An S6 for endurance. This will be his first inning of potential fatigue. Causey 1 for 2. Santiago, the sign from Ryan. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch to Wayne Causey. It's a 4-7 left-handed. Swung on and missed strike 3. 5th K of the game for Jose. And the batter will be Green. Green 0 for 2. Santiago gets the sign now. The pitch to Green is a 5-7 right-handed, a double on a 4, and would you look at that? On a 1, that is down and rolls to the wall. By the time Green picks it up, Green is into second with a double. So Green hits it over Green's head, and he winds up at second with a double. Go-ahead run in scoring position. 1 away, and here's Suarez. Suarez 0 for 1 with a walk. Santiago delivers on a 3-6, struck him out. Santiago's got something going on now with the K pitch. And here's Hunter in a tie game in the 6th inning. This is a tough decision. I still think it's early enough that I'm going to let both starters work. Hunter rated 7 for endurance. Yeah, he's going to stay in. Tie game, runner. God, that's the go-ahead run, though, and he's in scoring position. I could almost flip a coin on this. Any thoughts from the chat? Let Hunter bat or pinch hit for him? I'm kind of leaning one way, but I'm not married to it. You've got a minute. I'm going to freshen up my coffee. Actually, the coffee's almost gone, so I'm going to throw on a pod. We have 2 for pinch hit, 1 for let him bat. And Kurt Miller points out that Santiago is 83 years old and still living. Yeah, Hunter has not been particularly brilliant, so I'm leaning towards the pinch hitting here. They've got to try to score. So that'll be it for Catfish. Not one of his better outings this season. He goes 6. He gave up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. 3 runs. I believe they're all earned. It was the control that killed Hunter. He walked 4. No, 5. I was going to say it felt like more than 4. He walked 5. Struck out 3, 4, 5. Scott, Jones, and Gosper, we may not go to Kraus. Let's see if we've got a lefty that could come in here for Kansas City. They're going to go to Lindblad, the left-hander. Paul Lindblad throwing. And against Santiago, who are we going to have here? Wouldn't be my first choice, but he did bat .261. Joe Nosek, who just came over to the team on this date in history. Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure that's true. I'm going to the transactions now. That's right. On May 11th, Kansas City purchased Joe Nosek from the Minnesota Twins. So this will be Nosek's Kansas City debut. That's kind of fun. Nosek, a right-handed hitter, batted .261 in real life, trying to pick up an RBI here. Santiago checks the runner now. The pitch to Nosek. 5'6", right-handed, swung on and missed strike 3, and Santiago fans the side. How about that? No runs, a hit, 1 left on. And through 6, it's a 3-3 ball game. We got a good one going here. Here comes Lindblad. Let's check Lindblad's numbers. He's been in 9 games, 1-0 with a 1.74 ERA in 10 1/3 innings. So he's done a really nice job so far for Kansas City. 2 of the 3 batters due are left-handed, thus the left-handed pitcher. Scott, a right-handed batter, however, will start things off. I'm going to grab that coffee and we'll get into the 7th here. Mookie's still watching the driving video. This is kind of fascinating, actually. Here's Scott now, 1 for 3. Lindblad, a left-hander, into the windup. That's going to be a 3-9. That is ripped for a long single, a double to 13, but on a 16, Scott will settle for a long single, and he's got his 2nd hit of the ball game. Go-ahead run aboard with nobody out. And here's Dalton Jones now. Boston might make a move here. Jones is terrible defensively. They're going to bring in George Smith, who will take over at second. He's a good second baseman and a right-handed batter. He also played in this game in real life and came in for defense. That's just a coincidence. I wasn't thinking of that when I selected Smith, but here's Smith. What's Smith done in our replay? Well, let's have a look. Smith so far just 232. Does have a pair of homers and 9 RBIs. Lindblad working from the stretch now. Pitch to Smith is a 2-8 left-handed. It's a fly to center. That's playable for Tartable, who hauls it in for the first out. And here's Gosker. Gosker in right. That's a tough one, too. Because they could bring in Canigliaro. I think that's what they would do here against Lindblad. And as always, I should point out that when I looked at the lineup and selected Lindblad as the Kansas City pitcher, it had not even entered my mind yet that there would be any lefty-righty switches occurring. That's one of the good things about having a really crappy short-term memory. It makes it easier to play against yourself. You know what I mean? It does. It helps. So here's Tony C. Down in the Kansas City bullpen, John Wyatt throwing. He joins Lou Krause, who's just tossing lightly. Krause appears to be ready. Canigliaro on the season hitting .268. 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. Lindblad staring in from the stretch. The pitch to Tony C is a 1-8 left-handed. It's a fly ball into center field. Right in his tracks, Tartable. And that's 2 flyouts to center. And it will be up to Foy. Foy has not been retired today. He's singled and walked twice. Lindblad staring in now. The pitch to Foy is a 6-5 right-handed. It's a slow roller to first. Harrelson has it. Race to the bag. He gets there first. And Lindblad retires the side. No runs a hit, 1 left. So despite the right-handed pitchers, Lindblad does the job. Canigliaro remains in right, where he's a 3-E-8 with a 0. Smith at second is a 2-E-28. And here's Santiago, his second endurance inning. He'll be facing the top of the Kansas City order in a 3-3 ball game. Exactly, Franklin. That's why my 82 replay goes so much faster, because I just manage the home team and let Hal manage the visitor. That way it evens out for every team. Each team will have 81 games managed by me and 81 games by Hal. Hal's not the best manager. I don't know if any of you who played the computer Windows game can attest to that. He does some weird things, but as long as it's consistent, it's still a lot of fun. Tarnable will lead off. He is 2 for 3 today. Santiago gets the sign from Ryan. There's the pitch. It's going to be a 6-8 left-handed. That is a triple to 7, and would you look at that? It is a 7, and Santiago serves up the second triple of the game to Tarnable. Tarnable now 3 for 4 with a pair of triples. Holy cow for Tarnable. Let's take a look now. Those are his third and fourth triples of the season. And that's going to make me flip the card over, isn't it? He had 7 that year and about a half a season's worth of at-bats. I wonder what happened to him. 322 at-bats. I mean, so far he's been pretty much the everyday center fielder. Go ahead run at third base with nobody out. Action now in the Boston pen as Ken Sanders and Dick Radatz begin throwing. Boston will pull the infield in here. Is that from that commercial, Michael? The cash backing? Who's the player of the game candidate? Stahl? Oh, no, you mean Tarnable, of course, with a pair of triples, I think. Here's Campy now with the infield in. Campy's 0 for 2 today. Santiago staring in. Here's the pitch now. That's going to be a 6-3 right-handed. It's a fly ball to left field X. That's Yastrzemski. As good as he gets out there, the Gold Glover with the 1E6 rating. Could be deep enough to score a run, though. Here's the play on a 10. That's the E rating. It's a 4 on an E6. And can you believe it? It's a 2-base error on Yastrzemski. Holy crap. And the Kansas City Athletics take the lead. A rare miscue by Yastrzemski allows Tarnable to score. Tarnable's now scored 3 runs in the ball game. And here's Hirschberger now. And here comes Billy Herman, and he's coming with the hook. I know that wasn't Santiago's fault, but he's gone far enough. And they're going to go to Ken Sanders, who appeared in this game in real life. Try to hold this to a 1-run inning. Santiago winds up going 6+, 8 hits allowed, 4 runs so far, 3 of them earned. He walked 3, and he struck out quite a few. 3, 4, 5, 8. 8 Ks for Santiago. So Santiago had really good stuff today. The command may be a little iffy, but certainly the stuff was there. And welcome Bob Cole. Oh, there we go. Tartable was traded. So he was relinquished to a bench role with Boston, huh? Oh, I got to look at the card now. Yeah, sure. It says it right there. Boston. Boston had a lot of outfielders, so that makes more sense now. Here's Ken Sanders. Sanders so far on the season. He's been in 8 ball games. He's 2-0, but with a rather high 5.79 ERA in 9 1/3 innings. Hirschberger's at second with nobody out. Sanders ready to work now. Here's the windup and the pitch to Hirschberger. It's a 1-4 right-handed. He pops him up. Left side. Petrocelli. He's got it for the first out. And here's Larry Stahl. Stahl has not been retired today. Walked in the first, singled in the third, and blasted a game-tying 2-run homer in the 5th. Does he have another one in him? Sanders staring in. The pitch to Stahl is a 3-3. Gets a grounder down to third base. Foy has it. Over to Scott for the second out. So Stahl doesn't come through this time, and it's up to Ken Harrelson. Sanders into the windup. The pitch to the Hawk is a 1-11 right-handed. It's a 2-hopper to short. Petrocelli again. Gloves it cleanly. Fires to Scott to retire the side. The Athletics pick up a run on a hit and leave one. After 7 complete, they lead it 4-3. That's an unearned run. We can close the book on Santiago now. 4 runs, 3 earned. And with Causey, Green, and Suarez, hang on. I beg your pardon. It's Ryan, the pitcher's spot. Oh, I should have double switched with Sanders. Damn it, damn it, damn it. I was starting to get better at it, and I relapsed. Looks like I'll have to go back into rehab. Double switch rehab for me. Okay. Petrocelli, then you got left. Yeah, we're going to stick with Lindblad. Ryan, the catcher, will lead it off, followed by a pinch hitter, Enrico Petrocelli. Ryan, 1 for 3 today. Lindblad into the windup. It's a 5-10 right-handed. It's a grounder to shortstop X. That's Campaneris, a 3E23. Campy into the hole. Here's the play. On a 17, he's there and throws him out. Nice play, Campaneris. 6-3X. Ryan is retired. And now we'll have a pinch hitter for Sanders, unfortunately. So Sanders with an inning. Retired all 3 batters he faced. Left, right, right. I haven't used Ozinski much. I wonder why. Is his card bad? No, he's pitched 7 innings. He's been used. Given the matchups, this is more a job for Wanborg, who was up earlier. He gets up again. And batting for Sanders. Not a lot on this Boston bench. I'm checking uncarded players now. Tony Horton is available. The obvious move would seem to be George Thomas. He's the best player on the bench. And he's grabbing a bat and will come up here with 1 out and nobody on. So here's George Thomas. Thomas, 9 for 27 on the year, 2 home runs. Lindblad staring in now. The windup to pitch to Thomas. That's a 6-3 right-handed. It's a grounder to the pitcher X. Lindblad a 3E12. Here's the roll on the play. That's a 14 error range. So we've got a roll of a 6 on an E12, and oh, look at that. He makes the play. Nice play, Lindblad. That looked iffy there for a second. But it's a 1-3X. Thomas is retired, and it will be up to Rico Petrocelli. Now, if you're thinking bring in a righty to Petrocelli, remember, Green and Yastrzemski are due up after, and they're both left-handed hitters. So Dark sticking with Lindblad here. Rico, 1 for 4 today, struck out twice. That was against right-handed pitching, however. Now facing a lefty. Standing in from the right side as Lindblad comes set. Here's the windup on the pitch to Rico. It's a 3-9 left-handed comebacker snared by Lindblad. He throws him out. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Paul Lindblad. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Kansas City 4, Boston 3. Lonborg will come on to pitch for the Red Sox. Lonborg so far on the season has been in 7 games, 5 relief appearances, 2 starts. He's 1-1 with a save and a 4.28 ERA. He'll be facing Causey, Green, and Suarez. I've got to remember to get some defense in there for Kansas City as well. Some of these guys are scary. Causey's one of them. 3E62 at third. Causey 1 for 3 today. Lonborg gets the side. There's the pitch to Causey. It's a 6-8 left-handed. He goes the other way with it and lofts a lazy fly ball into left. Yaz under it. And there's one down. Dick Green, the batter now. Green 1 for 3 today. And another interesting factoid from Kurt Miller. Guido Grilli. Were we supposed to have a doubleheader? No, you're kidding me, right, Michael? Here's Green. Lonborg into the windup. Pitch to Green is a 2-10 right-handed. It's a 2-hopper to third. Smothered by Foy. To his feet, over to Scott. And there's 2 down quickly in the bottom of the 8th. And here's Suarez now. Thing is, I don't think they have. Well, they do have a good catcher. Okay, well, Suarez will bat. And then he'll come out for defense. Or should the defensive guy just hit for him? Now they're leading. He's the starting catcher. I'm going to let him bat, and then he'll come out for defense. Here's Lonborg with the pitch to Suarez on a 2-7. He draws the walk. His second walk of the day. So now let's look at Phil Roof again. Phil Roof's even slower than Suarez, a 1-9. Thinking Roof's going to come in anyway, right? Jack Aker throwing for Kansas City, and they're going to send up a batter now for Lindblad. He's worked 2 innings. Aker, the closer. Lindblad allowed 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. See, Roof will come in defensively. Stalls in right. third base. Do they have anybody? They do. Charles could come in. And we're just going to send up Ossie Chavaria to bat. Chavaria pinch hit in this game in real life. He's hitting .286 on the season. No home runs, 5 RBIs. Lonborg staring in now. Runner at first. 2 down. The pitch to Ossie is a 6-7 right-handed. That's a grounder to second base X. That's Smith now, a 2E28. And here's the play. 11 is the error rating. It's that dreaded 5 on a 28, and Smith boots it for the error. Oh my goodness. E4. Second error for the Red Sox. And here's Tartable. Tartable's 3 for 4 today with 2 triples. Kansas City trying to get some insurance here in the bottom of the inning for Mr. Aker. Right, we have Akers, and there you go. God damn it, Franklin, I just got it. Just call me a little slow on the uptake. Here's Tartable now. Lonborg from the stretch. Pitch to Jose is a 1-8 right-handed. It's a grounder down to first. Scott has it. He'll take it himself. And that'll do it for Kansas City in the bottom of the 8th. No runs, no hits. They leave a pair. There was a walk and an error. Defensive changes now for Kansas City. Suarez will be replaced by Phil Roof at catcher. Suarez is terrible. And Kazi will be replaced by Ed Charles down at third. And here comes Aker. Aker led the majors in saves in real life. What's he done so far in our replay? He's 0-2 with 6 saves, a rather high ERA of 6 even, across 12 innings of work in which he surrendered 18 hits. So Aker's been anything but automatic, although he does have 6 saves, which either leads or ties him with the American League lead. Green to lead it off for Boston, and then the heart of the order. Lenny Green, 1 for 3 with a walk today. Left-handed batter. Aker gets the sign from Phil Roof now. Here's the windup and the pitch to Lenny Green. It's a 4-8 left-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And here's Carl Yastrzemski representing the tying run at the plate. Yaz, 1 for 3 with a walk today. Aker's set now. Here's the pitch to Yaz. That's going to be a 4-8 left-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Aker's coming in with the gas here in the 9th. And Boston's down to their final out. And it will be George Scott. Scott's 2 for 4 today and leads the ball club in home runs with 7. Here's Scott now, a man who could tie it up with one swing of the bat. Aker trying to close it out. Roof flashing the signs. Aker nodding. Here's the windup and the pitch to Scott. It's a 6-8 right-handed fly to center. That's going to do it. Tartable right there, and that's the ball game. A nail biter today. 4-3 is the final. Thank you, Kenyon, and thank you, everyone. I'll have the totals for you in just a moment. Aker picks up his 7th save. That gives him sole possession of the American League save lead. Hunter only pitched 6 innings, so Lindblad is the winning pitcher. At least I think that's right. That would move him to 2-0. Santiago, the hard luck loser, drops to 1-2. Aker, a flawless 9th in which he fanned a pair. Lonborg in his inning of work. No hits, no runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts, making the totals for the Athletics: 4 runs, 8 hits, and an error. For the Red Sox, 3 runs, 9 hits, and 2 errors. And once again, the error was pivotal. The error scored the deciding run. Yeah, somebody said doubleheader, and I'm thinking, oh my God, did I blow it? But then I'm looking ahead on the schedule here, and I have it popped up right here. The next game on the schedule is Houston Astros at New York Mets. Robin Roberts and Tug McGraw. 2 scary pitchers cards. Yes, sir, gentlemen. I concur 100%. Your chief Spokane Gary player of the game is none other than Jose Tartabull, with 2 triples, his 5th and 6th. Wait, no, is that right? Hang on now, I gotta double check that. Sorry, his 3rd and 4th triples of the season. Yeah, he now has 4. He didn't come into the game with 4. Tartabull, player of the game. How about that Larry Stahl home run, huh? That was an exciting moment. That might be the only home run he hits this season. I don't think he played that much, for one thing. Well, let's take a look. Well, he had 312 at-bats and hit 5 home runs, so I take it back. I take it back. Thank you guys for hanging out with me on a mellow Sunday afternoon. It was a good one today. Please join me tomorrow at 1:30 Pacific. In the meantime, Spokane Steve wishing you all a pleasant Sunday afternoon/evening. Enjoy the remainder of your weekend, gentlemen. Take care, everybody. Bye for now. Wait a minute, here comes Mookie. Mookie, the game's over, buddy. You missed it.